Are you getting tired of getting triggered? Of having other people or situations push your buttons? You just found your peace. You just found your joy. And then someone comes and just takes it all away. Maybe just with a word. Simple as that. If you can relate, then this video is for you. In this video, I will go through why we get triggered, what to do when we get triggered, and most importantly, how to break the loop of getting triggered over and over and over for the same things. So stay tuned. Om Namah Shivaya. Namaste, beautiful beings. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Yogi Shivananda. Today's topic is triggers. Why do we get triggered? What does it mean? How do we deal with that? And most importantly, how do we break the cycle of getting triggered again and again and again? Maybe you can relate. Some people, they just love pushing your buttons. They know exactly where they are and they love pushing them, causing a huge emotional reaction. Not only emotional, even physical. The thoughts also, right? And we react in anger, frustration, fear, anxiety, jealousy, guilt. So many things. And we usually just make the situation worse, no? Destroying relationships, missing out on opportunities, generally just being stuck in all this negativity and unpleasantness. Just imagine how much of our lives we've wasted already being stuck in all of this. But what if there was a place within us with no buttons, completely untouchable? Whatever people say, whatever they do, it's fine. And our fingers are just passing us like a kung fu warrior. So, if there is such a place where we can respond peacefully, lovingly in any situation, regardless of what is being said and done, how would that impact your life? How would your life look differently if in any situation you could respond consciously from a peaceful, loving place? How would your relationships be affected by this? How would your career be affected by this? How would your life in general be affected by that? You know, often we're so good at finding the happiness, finding the peace, the joy in life. But the problem is to stay there. Because right around the corner, someone, something is waiting for us. Maybe it's just that word that just brings us back down. So how if we could break that cycle? So in this video, that's what we're going to do. We will look at why do we get triggered in the first place? Because we need to understand something if we're going to work on it. So understanding what it means to be triggered. When we get triggered, what should we do? And lastly, at the end of this video, we will look at how can we break the cycle of getting triggered again and again and again. So let's not wait. Let's jump right into it. So let's get right to it, shall we? How is it that some people can say a certain thing and it causes a huge emotional reaction in us? Somehow we have given them the power to decide how we feel and how we think. Of course, we don't do it intentionally. It's not a conscious choice, but it just happens, right? Why does it happen? Somewhere along the life, many times along our long lives, we've been in situations where the emotional impact of the situation has been too much for us to deal with. We have not been ready. We did not know at that time how to process these emotions. So what did we do instead? We contained the emotions, we put it in a container, in a drawer, and put them far away. Whenever we're in a similar situation, or we're meeting a person who resembles something that we associate with that time, that situation, it's like that box, that container is being compromised. That shield that is holding that energy in place is being compromised. So this is why we call it pushing the button, because when they touch this stuck energy, a reaction comes. So what we do is we want to contain this energy on some level, right? This is unconscious process happening. So whenever we feel that the integrity of this container is being compromised, what is happening is we're trying to keep it in place. So energetically, you will feel sensations of contraction and tension. Let me know if you can relate to that. When you get triggered in your throat, heart, solar plexus, belly, or in your groin, most common places where we feel the sensation of tension or contraction, because the shield is being compromised and we're trying to keep it all in place. So in the body, it manifests as these sensations of contraction or tension. In the mind, as thoughts, it manifests as, how can I fix this situation? How can I resolve this? How can I remove myself from this? Right? Can you relate? When you get triggered, how can I remove myself from this person? How can I fix this situation? This is what happens in our thoughts. And usually this is what we act on. We try to fix the situation. Or we try to fix the person. This is what we act on. This is our reaction. So we're constantly trying to fix the situation. We fix the situation today, but then a new situation comes in tomorrow. And then a new one after that. It's just a continuous loops of situations that we have to deal with again and again and again. Right? So this is an endless chase, trying to organize our lives in such a way that it will never trigger us. So these people trigger me, so I don't want them in my life. And these people, they don't trigger me, so I want these. Oh, today you triggered me, I don't want you after all. I was wrong about you, I don't want you in my life. So we're trying to organize our lives in such a way that it will never trigger us. But this is an endless chase. So if we want to break that loop, what we have to do is we have to turn inwards. Instead of organizing our lives, we have to organize ourselves. Right? So whenever we feel triggered, when we feel this tension, this sense of contraction, we have to turn inwards to resolve that and not that. Right? Last time I was triggered severely. I was so triggered, I was feeling it in my belly. I was even nauseous. It was so bad. I knew that I couldn't deal with the situation. Like, dealing with the situation wouldn't resolve anything. Right? My thoughts were just super active trying to fix the situation. I knew they're not going to help me. What I need to do instead is energy work. I need to turn my awareness inside. So I sat down for meditation and I had these sensations in my solar plexus. I felt like I was sitting for hours, but it was more like 5 to 10 minutes. So what we have to do is we have to be with it fully, to bring that container, that button, through what I call the gates of awareness. Energy wants to flow. It's like a river. If you try to get into a river and try to make the water stop, you're going to spend a lot of energy, right? Similarly, energy wants to flow out. By containing it, we spend a lot of energy. We have to release it. And the way we release it is simply to bring it into attention, into awareness. When we're in our thoughts, we're not giving it our undivided attention. So we need to let the thoughts be. No analyzing, no reflecting, no change of perspectives is going to open up this container. Only awareness. So we bring it into awareness and we just observe. And as I was sitting there for 5 to 10 minutes, slowly it started to dissolve. It faded away. And when I was done, I felt so light, liberated. I felt a new sense of freedom within myself. And this is how we break the cycles. Right? This is how we make sure that there are no buttons for people to touch. This is how we make sure that we are not giving away the power of deciding how we feel and how we think to others. This is how we make sure that we don't create more destructive situations. How we don't ruin more relationships. How we don't miss out on more opportunities. Instead of spreading all that negativity, we just end the cycle so we can act consciously, keeping our joy, keeping our sense of inner peace, calmness, happiness. Right? So we have to bring it through the gates of awareness, making the most annoying people in our lives our greatest teachers, making all the situations teachers, making the triggers great opportunities for growth, for spiritual liberation. This is what we need to do. So I hope you found this video useful, helpful in any way. Please let me know in the comments. You know, we're often in this process feeling so alone. So it's good to share your experience. Let people in the community know they're not alone. So share your experience. If you liked the video, found it helpful, please press like. And make sure you don't miss next week's video coming out on Monday. So subscribe, and I'll see you next Monday. Have a beautiful week. Namaste.